Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to spending a little bit of time with me, Grada Robertson. Every week I share 20 minutes with my clients or audience, taking you through a little bit of meditation or some tools and tricks to help you feel comfortable in your own body and to help you harness your life force so it can show up happier, healthier and lighter, and good things flow into your life. Today I'm excited to go back again to what happens to busy people, busy, stressed and overwhelmed people, and who isn't like that today. What happens when you want to take a rest? So, for instance, the sun is shining, it's lovely outside, you have a chair ready or maybe a towel on the grass, and you just want to go outside and relax for a little while and enjoy a moment of peace and quiet and restoration for your body, where you want to chill out. And you go outside and you try to rest and it's not happening, right? The sun is shining, the place is all yours, like there are no kids or no responsibilities or no other distractions, and the birds are, singing, and, it's just all set up for you to have a beautiful rest and a recharge. And it's not happening because suddenly there are different parts of your mind that are clamoring for attention, and literally the war breaks out on the inside of your body. So hands up if you're familiar with that, right? That used to be me many years ago. It was just impossible for me to relax and recharge myself on demand. But over the years, I've learned how to do that. Of course, after many struggles, which I won't go into today. But if you want to read about my story, I've written 3 best-selling books. They're behind me. Just go to Amazon and Google Grada Robertson and you will find it. So you don't have to suffer how I did. So this week I want to talk about what you can do if this sounds like you, especially with the Christmas season coming on, like the happy season, the crazy season. People, time is speeding up. There seems to be less and less chance for you to unwind. And I'm going to give you 3 tools how you can get to the core being of yourself and create deep peace and harmony. All right, inside your body and inside your mind, and for you to have a felt experience of it. So the reason why your body can't relax when you want it to is because when you start to relax, all different parts of you come to the surface. Well, even if only 2 different parts of you come to the surface, that's bad enough. And so let me just take you back to the beginning of your life, because I believe as a healer and a trauma specialist that we repeat the first 7 years of our lives over and over again, starting with conception. We came in as a little cell that started to divide, you know the story. Then we spent 9 months in our mom's tummy. Then we're born. That's usually a really, really big crisis. How you're born has a big impact on your life. And then what we experience, the experiences of the first 7 years of our life, we tend to repeat them over and over again. We repeat the energy of it. I mean, it might look completely different, of course, in today's world. So it looks so different. Say, for instance, when you're 40 or 50, you're stressed and overwhelmed. It looks nothing like your childhood. But trust me, it's the same energies being put on repeat until you get to the bottom of the story and the base root cause of all that stress and trauma. It's going to be very, very hard for you to achieve a sense of deep peace and love and connection on the inside of your body, which is a state that we all want to achieve, right? So just let me take you back to, say, for instance, something happens when you are 1 year old, right? And let's say you were born in a happy family with not too much stress. The parents are supporting of each other. They're a nice, loving, intelligent family, which most of the time, by the way, is not the case. But let's assume you were lucky enough to be born into a happy family. However, there are times that your mom or dad are going to neglect you, right? Or as a child, you might be picking up on stresses between your mom and dad. and it's too much for the little child. Let's say you're 1 year old, and up until now, maybe you functioned as like one person, so like you're still whole inside your inner being. But something happens, like a trauma, maybe you see your mom trip down the stairs or something like that, and nobody's there to pick her up or something like that, and it's just too much trauma. So what happens, it overwhelms the nervous system of you as a 1 year old child, and the nervous system splits part of itself. So it goes, okay, you take that memory, I can't deal with it right now, I want to live my life as a happy 1 year old, so you take that memory. So it creates a split that contains the memory of that event, and so that means the larger part of you, the bigger part of you, can continue to live how you lived your life, right, with coping mechanisms and all the rest. And the split has to now go and somewhere hide in the periphery, in the background of your consciousness. Now, if you are born in a dysfunctional family, or there's like stress or war or disease or, you know, many things, life is very, very messy, this split can be split into many more parts. So over time it will split many more times. So one split can maybe even split into 100 times. And so each split part of you, or each shadow in a child, develops its own little corner of its own nervous system, which contains its own thoughts, its own feelings, its own perceptive perspective of life that's separate from the bigger self, right? So this is the person, that's the commonly known you, how you know yourself, right? And most people actually have no idea that between the person that they look at in the mirror are many, many, many splits, sometimes, well, who knows, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. And so a big part of healing work is welcoming, creating room in the core self, the real self, the most mature self of you, and creating more room, more freedom, more space, so that some of those lost children or splits of you can come home with the gifts that they contain. They contain gifts as well as challenges. Of course, the challenges are the traumatic memories that need to be integrated into the larger nervous system for you to have a healthy, happy, wealthy life. For instance, imagine you want to attract more wealth, like more money. Everyone, of course, always wants more money, including myself. That's a natural thing, because it's a natural born desire for us to flourish and to evolve and grow. So let's say you want to attract an extra $500 a week, right? As soon as you put that intention in, there will be parts or splits of you that will come to the surface that are going to hinder you from achieving that goal, because those parts of you, those splits, have been traumatized, injured or wounded, and they haven't recovered yet from a time when maybe money caused problems, right? Maybe one of your ancestors was shunned or lost his friends, or maybe even lost his life or got into trouble because of money, right? So those parts need to be integrated. So this is another aspect of work, of course, that I do with my clients with like lots of success. And the work that I do is gentle, by the way. So because gentleness and kindness is key when you are bringing all those lost parts of yourself back to the whole. Because the reason why they split off in the first place was usually because of a traumatic event that had an element of violence there, like an element of difficult, violent energy. So to heal that, we need to bring in the opposite, which is compassion, kindness, understanding, validation, and all the rest. But at the start of this talk, I was talking about why can't you rest? Why can't you just relax? You know, when you have the opportunity, like you have 20 minutes where you have no obligations and nothing to do, and you just want to have a little relax and a recharge on a lazy chair, and your body won't let you relax because suddenly the different parts of you are starting to fight with each other. So I just explained to you the reason being is because behind your primary mind that you're used to, there are all these little parts of you that want to be seen, heard, and integrated. And perhaps they don't want to rest because last time you rested, when they rested, it wasn't safe. Maybe something bad happened. So I'm going to take you through an exercise that's really going to help you. All right. So I'll do it now in the video, and I'll also attach the article so that you can read up on it later. And please start practicing this at home as well, because you'll be amazed at how well you're going to feel. So imagine you recognize you want to rest. Let's go back to my early example. You want to have a little relaxed, and suddenly you hear a voice in your mind that goes, oh, don't rest. You have to you have to write all these emails, or you haven't done enough today. But then another part of you goes, yes, but I've got 20 minutes, right? I'm just going to rest and relax for 20 minutes, and then I'll feel better. It'll clear my mind, and I can just quickly do those emails afterwards. And then another part of you will pipe up and goes, well, but last time you did that, it didn't work, and so on. And so then before you know, there's like a whole lot of thoughts going on. They're all fighting in your body. And so how do you deal with this so that you can experience true rest? The thing that I'm going to teach you right now is that you notice, you pay attention to the loudest, most unpopular voice in your head, right, in your thoughts, the loudest thoughts that is like unpopular or negative, right? So we're not pushing that one away. I want you to pay attention to the loudest, most negative voice in your head. And then you breathe into it, so you take notice of what that voice is saying. It's probably saying, oh, don't rest because there's so much to do. And if you don't do it now, who's going to do it? Nobody's going to do it. We have to push through, right? So you breathe into your body, you close your eyes and breathe into your body. And then you say, who is speaking right now, right? So just tune into your body. And you might be surprised what the answer is, because it might be, who is speaking right now? Well, it might be your grade 1 teacher. It might be an auntie, an uncle who was stern. It might be your mom, it might be the voice of your dad, it might be the voice of your grandmother or grandfather, or somebody who was severe when you were a child, right? Or it could be yourself. Like, just be open to hearing who this voice represents. All right, so it might be, so just, it doesn't matter if you know who it is, because it's not about getting it right or wrong. It's just about paying attention to the voice, the most negative, loudest voice. And then you go, how old are you? All right, and so you'll get a thought will pop into your mind that goes, oh, I'm 2 or 3 or 1, I'm only 2 months old, maybe I'm only a baby, and maybe the voice is 8 years old. All right, so you can say, how old is this part of me that's so demanding and negative? How old are you? And so believe the first thing that pops into your mind, as long as it's younger than 8, all right? If you go over 8 years old, you've overshot the mark, and you're probably thinking of a time that you were under significant stress. But we're looking for some of the root causes here, the base root causes, and they are to be found when you are 7 and younger. So let's say your body says, I'm 5 years old. Then step 3 is, what's going on for this 5-year-old child? So you ask that to yourself. What's the feeling? What's going on? And then you take note of that, all right? So this is a lost part of you that's struggling with you taking a rest, for instance, and it's bringing up negative thoughts. So you have to figure out, like, who is it? How old are you? What's going on for you? Like, what's the feeling you're dealing with? It's often the distressed feeling, right? And then don't silence this child again, and don't abandon your newly found lost inner child again. Pay attention to what's going on for it, and validate the feelings. So most of the time it's very simple. It's mostly an inner child that's terrified, scared, lonely, cold, and feeling helpless, because the inner child will split when it's run out of resources. So it's just very easy. So you bring in some warmth and compassion, and you say to your inner child, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. I'm so sorry you're all alone. I'm so sorry you're scared. I'm here now. We're in this together. You are safe now. We are safe together. It's like that part needs lots and lots of reassurance, right? Because acknowledgement and validation is not per se an agreement. The acknowledgement and validation is what your inner part needs to let go of the stress and trauma, so that it can quickly move into your greater nervous system. That's the adult version of you, the resourceful version of you. All right? So you can say, it's okay to relax now. We're not in danger. I'm very safe now. Just look at where I am. And sometimes, you know, if there wasn't enough food in your childhood, you can open the fridge and show them how much food there is in the fridge. You can say, look, I'm in the supermarket and the supermarket is full of food, right? I'm so well looked after. And you can say, you are safe now. You don't have to fight anymore. Just relax. I've got your back. We're in this together. And so over time, these different traumatized, wounded part of you will start to trust you. All healing work is about restoring trust between the conscious self, the conscious mind, and the cells of your body. Like, our body consists of trillions of cells, and the cells sometimes are listening to the inner child, the split parts of you, and they're not listening to the core self, the older self, right? So it's all about regaining trust, building a bridge between all the different parts of you, so that you can become a wholesome person without all these stresses, so that you can relax deeply, bounce back easily, deal with stresses and overwhelm in your life and just bounce back easily, that you can maximize rest, that you can go to sleep and wake up refreshed, that your mind feels like I've got it together, and all the rest. Also, like unresolved trauma, of course, is a big reason people have ADHD, right? Because the mind can't rest and it's got all these different parts going to town. And so again, people with ADHD definitely need trauma release or trauma integration sessions as well. And then the goal is, of course, that you are living from a place of inner peace, like a restful feeling inside your body, a sense of contentment, that everything is in order, because everything is in order. And all of this can be cleared during sessions, but also, of course, by you doing some of these fun little exercises at home. So the 3 steps are, again, that you say, who is this voice? And so you just tune in. Perhaps it's my mum or something like that. Just become conscious of it. Secondly, you can ask, how old is this voice? Or who does it belong to? How old is the child? And just remember, it needs to be younger than 7 years old. And then thirdly, you ask what's going on for you. What is the feeling? And then once you've got all that information, you go to town making that child feel safe, right? You validated your acknowledgement, and then the child feels validated and can let go of the trauma. That's basically all the help that I wanted to share with you this week, so that like all the hundreds of parts of you that are running around, they can eventually come together and come into alignment, so that it's easy for you to reach your goals and have the success that you want, and feel loved and feel safe and comfortable inside your own skin, and that it's easier for you to be healthy as well. I hope you found this interesting. And if you're feeling stuck in any area of your life, whether it's relationships, your work, success, your career, your health, I can help you. So please check out the link in the article and book in for a session with me. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a really wonderful week. And I look forward to being with you next week again. Bye for now.